Hey, so I was like, that was the first week of this was a very chilled week. I don't know how often we have them. Way more now than like, oh my god, even a year ago, 2 years ago, since we started processing trauma and learning about safety and stabilization and how what it looks like and how to implement it in day-to-day life. And like, my god, we have a lot more, like a hell of a lot more relaxed weeks. I say relaxed, I realize that to somebody without DID or like a whole host of other mental health issues as well, that probably, it's like constant full-time work to tread water and feel okay. It's like even work to relax. Um, and that's definitely a relaxed and chill week. It might be work to get it to be like that, and that's low level and on the stress for us, like so much. That's goals. Pretty fucking amazing. And then I wanted to know, because another thing is like, you know, I journal. We journal. We think we all, at least the people who run, think we all log at least what we've done. And we don't often read it back. Bless you. Gesundheit. Um, so it's, you know, it's like we're always in it, and we, journaling helps a lot to express or like, it's like output for your brain. It helps bring things into clearer focus. It helps to like work through to answers. I got like a whole vlog on why it helps, but I feel like I don't get the everything coming together and making sense kind of overview unless I read it back. So it's interesting to read it back, and I started thinking like, do more intense weeks make more sense if I have logged them and like look over the pattern of what happened? So I didn't have to flick far. It's like literally I just turned the page and was like, from where I stopped. I think it's the same day, in fact. I'm a little confused. I might have forgotten to mark the day change because that or we were up really late. We could have been up really late. By the way, the next page is me saying I want to feel more connected to all parts of me always. I can feel different parts of me, like me as Nightshade and me as a part of me that's a panther that only very recently I think started entering in the fusion, and the part of me that's hosted long term, the parts of me that have hosted long term actually is more than one, and the parts of me that are young, I can feel myself like switching between parts of me sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel connected to the wider amount of me, and I want to. I feel so heavy and structurally stable and solid, amorphous. My vision keeps blurring and getting clearer, and I'm having memories, thoughts, emotions all load in suddenly, an almost overwhelming amount, and I can think and know I want this. I want to be all parts of me at once. I welcome all of us and all that we hold. I feel more. I feel real. More emotions, more sensory information, more thoughts, more memories. and I am big, strong, and capable enough to hold all of this. We've been through so much, and slight list of cunts, abuser number, God knows what number he'd rank as, but that really was and is now our reality, and that's so awful. And I know I'll be okay no matter what loading that into reality feels like. The same goes for cunt number 2 and cunt number 3. Not like that's an exhaustive list, but I'll be able to hold it all. I'm here with me through this pain, in this pain and confusion, until we reach the other side of the wave. And then there was a gap of time. Vlogged, integrated, processed. Valentine helped a lot. He always does. But he'll murder you if you say so. And then, yeah, no, that was the end of the day. So that's like one day. Then the next day, kept the morning routine. All of it. Noted that I liked how we looked and that we looked good. It's hard to even say out loud, I feel real resistant. We did compromise clothing so that Connor could front. He was grateful. Did some exercise. Like, I include that kind of in morning routine. I guess breaking it down into every part of it, since every part of it still feels like such an enormous step, is more validating than just being like morning routine and having like 20 different things we're adding in on it. We walked outside with our mirror strapped to our head, talking to each other. It was terrifying. Connor talked out loud. That's when that day was. It was fucking awesome. I was saying, like, go you are awesome. You are so awesome. That was brilliant. It's a fuck ton of internal work and working against insecurities and, like, oh my god, the fucking anxiety and the panic. Lots of logging how proud we are of Connor and of us and of all of us. And how scary it was. Then vlogged about where I'm at. Realised resting or learning and trying to rest is triggering as shit for being ill from being ill for so long. I feel exhausted and burnt out. Ugh, mood past me, mood. And like nothing I'm doing is ever enough. What would enough look like? Travelling the world and changing it place by place to be more trauma-informed and aware and healing and thriving as a system as we go, with a flourishing at art career and dabbling in dog training for our dogs and maybe some others, while keeping up a flawless social life and spending hours zooming our friends, vlogging, journaling, gaming with Ryan and talking to Ryan throughout all of the above. Duh, obviously. And learning to play the piano and cook, dance, sing, create, system comics, and rest. Alright then. Well, that's all, huh? Okay, so that's just physically not possible. And then that's where I started thinking about what we are doing now, which is kind of cool, because this was last month and it's still something on my mind. It's like what I'm doing now is trying to log and be aware of the things we are doing. So it's kind of cool that I noticed that, and that's kind of gone into like, that's still on my mind. It's kind of going into not quite a habit, but like it's definitely being considered in how we interact with ourselves in day-to-day life. So it's like fighting through feelings of not feeling enough, which I think I did vlog about as well. Then I think I read back through a couple of journals and was like, whoa, I just can't remember anything I'm fucking doing. I'm doing tons of shit. Which it's cool to see that that's a repeat pattern because that's also what's happening now. So maybe if I just have like a once a month review of the month thing, I can try and compensate for this whole like I'm not doing anything with my life vibe that gets me feeling all burnt out and like nothing I do is good enough. And I think also logging our smaller achievements and really paying attention to like everything we're doing, I think that that helps. Good. Excuse me while I fuck around with the lighting. I think that's nicer. I think that's warmer. Might look no different from your end. Acknowledging and logging how proud I am of stuff we've done. Zooming our friends, which was hard. Valentine fixed our cupboard, which broke. Had a lie-in, did the whole all-encompassed morning routine. Watched some therapy videos. Felt like I was 14. Wrote lots of positive affirmations. It was hard to believe them, but if I keep writing them. Did exercise, played some games. Slept in because I started just being fucking exhausted. Found out how to connect your authentic self guided meditation experience. To be a bit careful with some meditation experiences with the ID can risk unlocking random trauma memories, I think, but this one was intense and helpful. Felt a strong urge to dart away. I think I vlogged it. Felt really intense feelings of like not knowing what was lurking around the dark corners of our mind. Fear of the unknown, like expecting a jump scare about to ambush us any minute. Welcomed everything. Radical self-trust. Then like several pages of journaling about how every part of us is part of us and not part of the abusive cunts that put it there, just ways we'd have learnt to adapt to protect ourselves. How every thought and fear and terrifying dark corner of our mind is still beautiful and is still part of us and has nothing to do with them. And I'm really fucking exhausted after these several pages of journaling and logging that. Fucking exhausted. So exhausted. Tried to cook, starting to get a bit tearful. I see why. I was just like fucking burnt out, man. But I guess if I'm not logging what I'm doing, then I don't know when to rest. It's just really interesting to read because I'm like, man, I gotta be burning out here. And here I am, burning out. But it's like, I think it's surprising to me at the time. Tried to vlog, but our phone was full. And it's going to take 2 hours and 20 minutes to transfer to the desktop. I feel so disappointed, demoralized, overwhelmed, frustrated, sad. Gonna try and clean and get food on. Managed, did loads of encouragement, like go me, go us, well done, this is fucking amazing. Transferred videos to the computer. And then, I remember that day, we had to save photo evidence from an abuser's messages. Not good, not fun. Very, very triggered. Very traumatized. Very, like, drained and dazed as hell. My handwriting's, like, everywhere, and I wrote, fucking hell, I feel dazed, the room's out of focus, I feel sick. I felt awful reading the bits I accidentally caught. Like I was wrong, and he hadn't been abusive. Then I remember the evidence. It's unquestionable. So journaling how it's unquestionable, trying to bring that back into my focus because I just couldn't fucking remember it while my brain was trying to go, oh no, it's my mistake, my fault. So like fighting to be able to see the abuse as abuse. And then like managing, and my reward is intense fucking grief and exhaustion. And that's better. It's more in line with reality. You know, it's progress. Like pages of working through it to get to that. Read a post about. I don't stop. I feel like at several points in this, there was. This is when I need to rest, but either things just keep coming up, or I don't recognize how much I've done. Read a post about enmeshment and my responsibility, the feeling of me being responsible for my mum's emotions, which is something I'm working on very much, not feeling. That it can be an important aspect can be that our inner child feels afraid of being abandoned by mum, so feels responsible for her emotions and tries to keep her inner child from feeling upset or abandoned so she won't leave. That's like one element. There are other elements, but it's like a whole other topic post. Lots of encouragement. There is a way out of this. We're here. We can heal ourselves from this. Well done. We did amazing. Lots of encouragement. Sleep. Scrawl written. Like I barely had the energy to move. God damn. Woke up. Managed the routine. Needed power music to put on makeup today because I just had no fucking energy. Walked outside in our mirror. Vlogged. Got angry and scared about people seeing us and not understanding how disabilities work. Feel drained and physically sick. Our chest hurts so much. Is this pain? Is this panic? Grateful to be in our body to feel it. Gonna go outside and play with the dogs very briefly. I feel depressed, lacking in energy, morale, purpose. I feel burnt out. Yes. Oh, it's just fucking heartbreaking, man. Because I know when I was writing this, I never have any idea of why I'm feeling the way I am. So when I'm like, I feel depressed, I feel hopeless, everything just exists in that moment and feels eternal. Like I can't even remember a time when it hasn't felt like that. And when it's like, it feels like it's going to feel that way forever. Ow, that was intense. And there's such resistance to looking through the old journals, and I forget that I can, and like all sorts of fucking mental emotional barriers to working out what's wrong. So to go through it now and see this like condensed overview, the build up that leads to this, and then knowing when I was feeling this, I was just completely confused and lost about why, because I was amnesic of all the things before that had caused me to be this burnt out and this depressed. I remember, like, you can see it in my writing, I'm like flopped on the desk at this point. It's hard to hold the pen. How the fuck am I supposed to deal with this? Reply to people. Overwhelmed, existential dread. Much support from people in my system and Ryan and our friends, and oh, amazing big relief sigh. We're pirates now. Felt better. Feel angry now. Headache. Sleep. It's a good game. re-pirate, but I could just be a pirate, you know, that'd be a good life. Next day, woke up with a migraine. Oh, this is not my handwriting though. Shit dreams. Really shit dreams. Holy fuck, dude. Dude. It's just like, would you have had shit dreams anyway? I mean, we can't test. But I just wonder if everything that I did that left me feeling burnt out impacts you and what you hold.
It don't ever feel like we impact each other, does it? Kind of forget we're in the same brain, same body. There's a bit too much of a divide in here.
It would motivate me to rest easier, better, if I knew that it was going to give you fucking dreams like that. I can't actually even remember what I just read.
Don't. Don't bother. You'll only get blanked again, love.
I know that that was fucking horrifying. Just... Ow. Oh god, I'm exhausted.
It's pretty standard. That was on the upper end of bad, but I'm sort of used to it. More desensitized than you.
Fuck. That's not good.
Life of a persecutor. It scales. Happens so often I'm more used to it. Don't feel as horrifying to me as it does to you. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's horrifying, but don't have the same impact. It's just horrifying. Not like it's gonna give me a instant headache and send me into shock, sort of horrifying, you know. I feel sick at it. And it, you know, add it to the pile.
Dude. Lots of trying to rest over the next few days. Trying to just game. Trying to just journal. Trying to just recover. That's not even like a rough week. That's...
I was gonna say, it's pretty light.
Fuck. Lots of positive self-talk. Lots of validation of emotions. Lots of rest bar keeping the morning routine. It's like we do a couple of days of really trying to rest and then we think we're recovered because we're like, then we commented on like Therapy in a Nutshell, which is a channel we follow. It's really cool, useful stuff. We commented on one of their videos, which was like a lot of work for us because the whole like being under observation, being visible as a system, insecurities. We got some being visible as a system trauma from experiences from assholes in our past. So there's like working through that, getting flashbacks of that, and like processing through the trauma, noting how it is and isn't similar, trying to like go through it while feeling a sense of security and safety in our competence and capabilities so that we process rather than getting re-traumatized. So it's like straight back to work, really, after only like 2 days of rest. So if I've learned anything from reviewing, I only got to like, that was about 2 weeks maybe. So that's like half of the journal. So if I learn anything from reviewing half of a month's journal for us, it's that we do way fucking more than I was even slightly vaguely aware of. That being another bit that I am not aware of how much we're doing, and I guess to compensate for that, I either got to check in with people in this system, with our body more often, with our journal more often to be aware, or I got to compensate by resting way more than I maybe feel like I need. Because if we're running on adrenaline a lot, maybe we don't feel like we need to rest, but it catches up with us. And you know, what I don't rest from impacts him. It's got to be the same throughout this system and throughout other systems, that we impact each other. And to keep everyone stable, you know, like I gotta learn to rest more, which is hard because like we don't really even know how to rest. It just if I try and rest, I get like it can be really destabilizing. It can be really triggering, and my brain will start thinking about like the time when we were bedbound for like 2 years, 4 years. I can't remember how long. It'll start thinking of our worst patches of health and being like it's happening again, and I'll have to work through that. And it'll also go through feelings of not being enough and insecurities, and I'll be working through those and like making sure that I feel that I am able to rest and that it doesn't define my value as a person. So it's like, and then trying to switch to relaxation, like is it the rest and digest systems, and like when relaxation and rest and not doing something just feels so unfamiliar that it feels unsafe. So trying to learn that that is safe and learn and explore how to rest and have it feel restful is like something that we need to learn still. So I guess if I've learned something else, it's that I'm actually going to prioritize resting now, or at least I'm going to prioritize trying to learn how to rest and trying to make sure that we do things for leisure that aren't work, because triggers will hit us when we're not looking for them. So I need to go out of our way to do work really that's there. In fact, I need to go out of my way to just try and do less and believe that I'm doing enough, more than enough, by doing much less than we're doing. I also learned that we fight really fucking hard. We work together as an amazing fucking team to try and build and keep a foundational sense of security and routine, and trying to embody a sense of safety for all of us with those things. Man, it's a fight. It's a real fucking uphill battle. And it'll get easier. Like building muscle tone. I don't know what I'm gonna do now, because I'm gonna try and rest. I guess we could try and watch something and keep present in what we're watching. Something safe and known and predictable, or music. And maybe try some art. And maybe just chill and talk. What?
Like our conversations don't always end in therapy work.
Maybe just chill and try and have a conversation that doesn't go into healing.
That sounds like a fucking challenge.
Odds on.
You could take bets whether or not we'll manage.
Take care, folks. See you in the next one.